All right, guys, welcome back to the World Championship Series Europe Premier League as we now enter the final series of the final group here in the round of 32. And what a day it's been so far.
Yeah, it's been really good so far. And this is just going to be the icing on the cake to wrap this one up because I managed to speak to Starbuck earlier today. He said that ZVT is his best matchup.
Okay.
We've seen him play some excellent ZVT. Remember that time he beat Lucifer on? I didn't think he could do it.
Yeah, it was good. It was
and
good.
he played very, very well. So I completely believe in him when he says Zerg versus Terran is his best matchup right now. And he also said, I asked him today before the games went live, and I was speaking to him this afternoon. I said, how do you feel about your group today? He goes, you know, I'm pretty confident. You know, I don't mind playing against Protoss. I have a couple of things planned for them, hence the game on Habitation Station, which didn't work. But I really want to meet MMA. He said, I really want to meet MMA today. Because obviously he's good at Zerg versus Terran. Yeah. But he also lost to this guy, and MMA started the down spiral of Starbuck in the World Championship Series round of 16 in Season 3. So there's a bit of a revenge there as well for him to get. And that's the reason why I'm really feeling good for Starbuck, and I would love to see him come. I know that a lot of you guys at that Barcraft right now are probably going to come as well if he is able to make it into the round of 16, just like he did in the round of in Season 3, sorry. But MMA is...
It's MMA?
MMA. This is a legend in StarCraft. And you know those MMA versus MVP games? They're not going to happen if Starbuck wins.
That's true. That is very, very true. And as you said, MMA is MMA. He still has a furiously strong TVZ. And yeah.
I know MMA was... I remember watching... Which games was it? Maybe an IPL or an MLG or something. One time I was watching MMA from behind him.
Okay.
From behind the Zerg player that was playing MMA. Behind the Zerg. I don't know who it was. I can't remember now. But it was so scary to watch because the way that you play against MMA, and if you're starting to lose as a Zerg player in the early mid game, you have full map control, right? You have overlords everywhere, you have creep spread, you have units. But what slowly happened throughout the game was that the overall vision was like this for the Zerg over Terran. The longer the game went, the smaller and smaller it got. Until he was basically just looking at his only couple of bases left. And it's just that kind of play style that MMA will go for. Drops everywhere, creep denial, and just put the Zerg more and more so in dark. I'm ready. I'm ready.
I'm ready as well.
I like this. I like this game. I like this matchup.
This is going to be good. And we opened things up on one of the most awesome maps to open up this series, Altazim Stronghold.
Yeah, this is the largest map in the map pool here. This isn't the best Zerg map. Let's just put it that way. It's difficult to punish a Terran player. It's difficult to get over the other side to stop him from expanding a lot. If you're Mutilus go and harass, good luck getting back in time to defend against anything because you're not doing that. You have to play a completely defensive game here as a Zerg player unless you try to play against the grain. But I don't know. Starbuck is capable of anything.
All right, well, let's get into it. Our final series of the night, our final series of the round of 32. As we have spawning up to the top right-hand corner, our red Terran. Representing Team Acer, it is MMA. And down to the bottom right, we have our blue Zerg. Representing MIA, it is Starbuck.
Frost and Heavy Rain are the second and third map for this best of 3. So there are the 3 maps. I'm happy to see Yonsu out, happy to see Habitation Station out.
Yeah.
These 3 maps are pretty decent overall. But this is going to be where MMA will look to take momentum in this series. Absolutely. Altazim Stronghold, a great start for him. Can very easily, doesn't necessarily need to open Reaper, but could be very macro-focused. 3 command centers all the way, baby. Double engineering bay. You hit that production later. You hit it strong when your economy's blooming and upgrades are flowing.
And we saw how hard it was for a Protoss to deal with MMA's multiple drop aggression and counters, etc. Now, how hard is it going to be for Starbuck to deal with something like that? As we all know it's coming. We all know it is coming here from MMA. Starbuck knows it's coming, but can he deal with it? As he goes for hatchery first. Pretty expected.
Command center first. Sick city. All right. I would like to see 3 hatch opening, but the problem with 3 hatch opening is that you aren't certain it's a 50-50 whether it is command center first or Reaper expand still.
Yeah.
So it is difficult and risky to pull off a 3-hatch, because if you do try 3 hatcheries, then if you encounter a Reaper, then you could be in a sticky situation. So it's going to be hatchery then spawn and pull here. But big focus points for Starbuck: creep spread, overlord spread, defense, 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 climb up with that Mutalisk count, take excellent fights. There's a lot to do on that list.
Take excellent fights against someone like MMA. It's
and creep spread will help that, and overlords will help against drops and spot things coming.
An easier said than done phrase.
At least he gets to go in there and spot really fast with the overlord. That's a good start for the Slovenian. Of course, if it was in the bottom left or top left, it's a lot harder to see. Sees a depot. Didn't try to go further, which is interesting. But it's okay, whatever. He didn't want to reveal his overlords. He wants to keep that in the dark.
Yeah.
Try to swing around to the back towards the natural of his opponent, maybe.
And try and poke on forwards. He just basically doesn't want to see that have that supply depot spot this overlord. And he does spot now with the barracks and the progression on that. So this is a good move by him.
Dancing on the thin little wire between vision and non-vision. Doesn't reveal his position and has taken an early gas, Galaris. This is not so standard at all.
Ooh, no.
With an early gas being taken at this point, what is he planning to do? He saw that this is a later barrack, so he knows it's command center first.
He could get aggressive.
Yes, I absolutely think so. So what is he going to do? Is it going to be a Baneling bust?
He could try it.
It's a pretty decent wall. Well, actually, it won't be a decent wall, because the barracks can't go where the factory is once they switch over, because you can't add on a tech lab or something, right?
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
So what is he going to do? It's only Zergling speed. That's it.
Yeah, only one guy left
Taken out of gas. Didn't want to just get abused, because obviously overlords are going to have a hard time to scout inside the main base. But maybe he just wanted to get Zergling speed in case MMA tried some form of cheeky play.
Yeah, at least he'll be keeping an eye on him at the front, though, here. Not only with the Overlord, but also with those Zerglings. The Overlord pokes forwards, now revealing his position, but sees the factory as well. So knows exactly what he's going to be playing against at this particular moment in time.
Yeah, so if you compare builds, you say that MMA is in a bit of a stronger position when it comes to his economy through having the later third from Starbuck.
Ooh.
Nice attempt.
Very nice attempt, but in the end does not get in there. That would have been annoying. And there's that third now going down for Starbuck. And he has begun his creep spread. Now, that's going to be a big factor in this game against MMA. He needs that creep spread to be very, very strong and very powerful towards his opponent, so he can slow down ulterior motives here for MMA through the middle of the map.
Yup. So Stim and Marine on the way, and we are going to see Hellions being made now 2 by 2. The ideal number usually is 6. Sometimes you can go higher if you want to, but double engineering bay will be the next part of MMA's build to be able to go up to 1-1. And then following after 6 Hellions will be the addition of the extra 2 barracks to go up to 3 barracks, and then the starport will come from that point, yada, 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 yada. I think we'll see quite a... No, actually, now he spots the late third. I was going to say we'll probably see quite a fast-taken third base from MMA with the pickup of his actual command center. But with a late third, he knows that Zergling speed is out, knows that aggression could be viable from Starbuck. So I don't think he'll rush out his third, because obviously if it gets overwhelmed and he has SCVs down there, could be troublesome.
Yeah, certainly could be. And only having Hellions to deal with something that as overwhelming as the Zerg in general can be a little bit difficult. Yeah. So now Starbuck here is just setting himself up, double evolution chamber, triple base, and where are... Okay, they're in the back here, just whirring away with that 1-1. MMA setting itself up beautifully for the later stages.
Yeah, very good start from MMA, just a perfect start from him so far. A little bit of a supply block at 57 there, but overall pretty good. Hellions are out. There was no run-bys. There was nothing that he was worried about. Went back in case there were those things. But now he's going to approach the front and have a look. Ideally, you want to try and get a drone, but of course you don't know how many links there actually are and if there were links that come from behind you.
Fourth base does go down. It was slightly misplaced, so he cancels it and repositions it there. But the Hellions are already going... They were almost scooting down there to find it.
Yeah, you got to try and keep creep spread low here. Don't want to waste the Hellions. You sometimes see Terran players dart in and hope that there aren't links, but look at this. A big counterattack been sent out by Starbuck. If Hellions are dancing on the edge of creep, what is there left at home to defend? And this is a pretty fast-taken third.
Yes,
like these Marines right now, without Stim, cannot defend it.
Oh, but he senses it. Look at this.
Yeah, it goes back.
Absolute star sense from him. Just coming...
Safety, safety, safety.
Yeah, just for the defense. Good stuff. And... you know, with that with all the extra gases being taken here by Starbuck, Starbuck's also got a fantastic opener himself. The Lings try and run in.
He's going to lose all these Lings.
That was ambitious.
Yeah, that's a waste there. Definitely ambitious is a correct word to describe that. MMA has missed the armory. It's a little bit late. A little bit late for 2-2. But overall, is set up pretty good apart from that late armory. Would have been perfect apart from that.
If only this was Warcraft 3 where you could put multiple SCVs on that and build it really quick.
Yeah, because you would need that pretty fast. We are going to see MMA start to be aggressive with the first 2 medivacs. As they pop out, he'll move across and start getting rid of creep and so on. But we do have the Spire in the way. Baitling Nest a little bit late in this game. Would have liked to have started building speed already, which means that when this first 2 medivac push comes out, he's going to be able to target down the Bailings without speed. So it'll be easier for MMA and would start trading efficiently. And that's when the real game begins from MMA, is when the first 2 medivacs come out.
And if you can target down Banelings, I think MMA
can target down. If I can do it, MMA can do it. And if MMA can do it, I can't do it.
Wait a minute. Okay.
Some things I can't quite do on his level. I mean,
that's true. That's true.
He can do everything I can do, but more Lings got thrown away on that third. 725 resources, by the way.
Ouch.
To nothing so far from MMA.
Good trades, considering he hasn't really had to do anything for those trades.
Nope. Second factory coming in. We should see 3 more barracks in a moment as well, and then he's fully completed. He's got 2-2 on the way, and here's the first 2 medivacs. Opting, after clearing up the right-hand side with the Viking Claris, to drop.
Oh, nice.
But anticipation from Starbuck is high in this one, as he's got 2 spores and a spine.
Almost 1,000 resources lost now. Catches a few of those Lings on the left-hand side. And his 4th base is now up and running here for Starbuck. Just needs to add on the gases there, and then it's going to be fully fledged.
Yeah.
As MMA is looking to pressure.
Yeah. This is going to try and squeeze past the spores. Squeezes past.
Okay, that's a very good position for him.
Oh, no, never mind.
And those Mutalisks, they don't really want to be here. Of course, they need to bring down the Medivacs, but this is a lot of damage being done to these units.
That's a lot of damage indeed, but there's also a big counterattack on Lings. This one might do something, but also he's got to think about this drop.
And he's got to think about this push through the middle. He has to clean up creep. MMA is already in 2 places at once at the 12-minute mark, looking to pressure, but those Lings not doing too badly for themselves as well, getting quite a few kills. But oh, a nice cleanup with Banelings there. And then once again, still has to worry about this. A lot of Marines as well as Hellions still pushing on forwards. Good transfer uses with those Queens. The Banelings need to deny, and they will be able to deny a good portion of this army.
See that Baneling speed coming into play now that he doesn't have?
Yeah, look how close it is as well. It would have pushed him away so much easier.
MMA's also missing 3 barracks, is what I said before. His money's really high right now. He's missed 3 barracks in his build, which, as I said, would have been a perfect setup. You need to be at 8 barracks at this point. I recently did a study on the Terran vs. 6 on it. I know the barrack stuff. It is quite low at this moment. His money's very high. He's heading in Hellbats, which is pretty cool, with Blue Flame too. But more importantly, he's about to have 2-2 Claris. And +2 Carapace was missed by Starbuck.
Ah, that's really going to hurt. That's really, really going to hurt. And even Blue Flames being added on here. So there's just big, big portions of damage that's going to be coming out here from MMA that I don't think that Starbuck's going to have the capability of dealing with if he's not careful. He's going for another counter, though. This is Starbuck to a T. Yeah, and
the rally points of the units are to the 3rd, but there's not quite enough there right now. So
at least Baneling speed's finished, of course. That's very, very important here to be able to deal with that. He's going to try and run into the main, but MMA well aware of the possibility of that, able to deal with it.
And he's also got a very good position with his main army. Great Widowmine positioning here.
Oh, he's going to try and move in as best he can do. Those Banelings connecting with a bit at the front, but it also a bit of that was Marauder, so the Baneling's not getting the most efficient of trades and drops this on the high ground as well, away from the Lings. A great move here by MMA to trade off against Mutalisks alone.
Yeah, and you can never, ever be trading Mutalisks here. And now Hellbat's in the mix too?
Oh, Starbuck, he's got to somehow deal with this torrent of aggression that's not going to subside. He has a few Banelings on the left-hand side morphing in against his opponent's 3rd base, but meanwhile, we have another base being denied by MMA.
If these 3 Banelings with speed get into the 3rd base economy line, and he's also able to defend, then he's in good shape. But remember, 3-3 is on the way. There's still not even +2 Carapace in this game. Oh, supply depots are down.
Oh, no, the lift.
That was...
Oh, Sean, you.
Yeah. I cursed that one.
Well, nicely done there by MMA to keep himself well and truly defended. And now Starbuck is going to have to still deal with this because look out.
He's dying now.
110 army supply.
MMA is going to drop now and also move through the middle of the map.
All
with a
bases
very
are going to be
strong
hit.
army.
He's going to hit this 4th base. Can pick up and run away, but meanwhile there's a medevac with nothing in it, moving over to the main. But this is the big engagement. Those Banelings, they really don't get the full connections that they want.
And that's the only Banelings he has. 9 more are morphing in.
Oh, he's trying to get a few more Lings out here as well. Infestation Pit going down. He's trying to transition on, but he has no room to do that whatsoever. No. Wasted gas into that Infestation Pit, regardless of the position that he's in right now, will always come back to bite him as the damage is being done. He's trading off blow for blow.
This might be game here. There's the Medivac drop inside the main base getting into the worker line. There's so many more Marines streaming down. Ooh, this is not an easy game here for Starbuck. Not an easy game. But remember, this is the momentum game from MMA. Altazim is favored towards the Terran player here.
Look at his upgrades. Look at how fast they are going to be coming out. Yeah. This is just all going way down the toilet here for Starbuck. And
nice use of Hellbats. I really do like the Hellbats here.
Yeah, they're a really good incorporation into this army. Yeah. Even if you don't deal huge amounts of damage out against them, I would rather my Hellbats be hit by Banelings than my Marines, right?
Yeah, and now he's cracked the 3rd base, which is the most important part here. He's broke the economy of Starbuck, which means he'll break the game. Final split against these Banelings, and this could be over. And MMA is going to take map number 1 here, and an uphill battle is going to have to be made from Starbuck. He's got to win 2 games in a row against the reigning WCS champion. It's not going to be easy, Clarence, not at all. And game number 1 just displays how strong MMA really is.
Yeah, he is a phenomenal Terran in this matchup. Very difficult to contest with. Even a Thor walks across the entire of Ultrazine Stronghold, which takes about 5 minutes. There you go, GG. MMA takes game number 1.
Indeed he does. So now we're going over to the next couple of maps here. So Frost is the next one. This is a pretty decent map for Zerg against Terran, especially if you manage to get cross position. Yep. But that may not necessarily be the case. Of course, you can spawn in any of the 4 locations. But MMA gets momentum going in his favor. But in the 3 maps, if you look at them in the order they're played, that's where he is meant to grab it. And this is where Frost can be equalized into the decider on, I think it was Heavy Rain. So it's not terrible. It's not terrible for Starbuck, but he's definitely got his work cut out for him.
All right, well, we're getting on to that second map in just a little bit here, guys. MMA currently takes a 1-0 lead against our non-Korean player in Starbuck. But this is going to be tough because watching MMA play that out, even after you mentioned there was a slight hiccup in his armory timing, a slight hiccup in the extra barracks going down off those 3 bases, still looked absolutely formidable. Really difficult to deal with.
Yeah, his drops multitasking is out of the world. It's out of this world, sorry. It's really difficult to play against. And now we're going to have to find out, can Starbuck do it? He's going to have to play from a deficit here. All right, if he wants to go to the round of 16, you have to beat the current champion. You know, it's a difficult thing to do, but, well, he has to. And MMA is looking good, absolutely.
Said it at the beginning of the day, man. MMA, the harbinger of doom. He is looking to break Starbuck. Yeah. He's already broken him once. Can he do it again on a very, very similar map in terms of how large it is? Of course, Ultrazine Stronghold's the biggest one, but Frost moving on to our second largest here. And MMA looked good. Looked really good.
He did. He did look very good now. And do remember that as soon as we finish today's show, don't go anywhere.
Don't go.
Because we're going to do the round of 16 drawings. We're going to find out who's going to play who in a couple of weeks' time.
All right, let's jump into game number 2 as we have spawning up to the top left-hand corner here as our red Terran representing Team Acer, currently 1 game up. He is MMA. And up to the top right-hand corner, we have our blue Zerg representing MIA, fighting for his tournament life. It's Starbuck.
Fighting! These positions aren't ideal. Let's put it that way.
No.
Not ideal. Would have liked to have been cross-spawn.
Yes.
So his 4 bases are just going to be tucked into the top right-hand side corner here. I wouldn't expect any trickery from Starbuck here. Against Protoss, different story. Against Terran. Terran versus Zerg. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is the most scripted matchup when it comes to the 2 players' builds and strategies that there is in StarCraft. Am I right?
ZVZ, maybe?
Yeah, but then I mean, spawning pool first, hatchery first, 9 pool, 10 pool, all-ins.
Yeah.
Is there another matchup which is more played out than this when it comes to what they're going to do and how they're going to do it?
No, we pretty much know what's going to happen.
It should look like Reaper
It's just the
expand
execution.
into 3 command centers,
Yeah,
into either double engineering bay or barracks, depending on if he wants to play greedy or not, into extra barracks, into, you know, just that like that, right? And
Yeah.
Starbuck's going to go archery first, spawning pool, gas depending on if he wants to play greedy or not, depends if he wants to play queenless style or not. So I think it is the most mapped out when
Yeah, I
it
would
comes
say
to the
so.
build orders. Almost game in, game out. You do sometimes, in a longer series, have random Blue Flame Hellions thrown in. Sometimes mech thrown in.
A la MVP.
Sometimes combat shield thrown in. So there are some, obviously, deviations, but in the majority of the games, it seems very played out. And when we do see that deviation from a Terran player, usually we go, oh,
Yeah.
what is he doing?
Pretty crazy.
So I think it is. I'm trying to think if there is another matchup.
No, I think you're right. I mean, if you think about something like ZVP, for example, there's so many wild different openings that can occur.
Yeah.
If you think about, what else do we have?
I think in
TVP.
Wings of Liberty, I think TVP could have contested for it.
Yeah, it
'cause
could
was
have,
the same
definitely.
all the time. But in Heart of the Swarm, with the use of the Oracle play,
Mm-hmm.
you know, Blink and DT builds.
There's so much that the Protoss can
Yeah.
open up with, right? Whereas the Terran feels pretty pinned back, I would say, in that matchup right now.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to have a Reaper expansion here, just 2 Reapers into the factory. And then we do have quite a fast gas taken. So speed will be done at 6 minutes, or by 6 minutes, which means the Reapers don't have that much time. And this is just a general time, and the MMA will go in. He'll see, oh, okay, speed already on the way at 4 minutes. Cool, okay.
That was close. Those lings popped out just the right time there for Starbuck and almost pinned that in, but unfortunately for him, doesn't get the free kill that he would have loved to have gotten. And now he's going to have to deal with this the normal way.
Yeah, you got to get rid of the lings, man. You got to target these lings down. If you can get some, it's always good, because if you kill some, maybe he replenishes them, which isn't a drone.
Yep.
So it's always nice. And also, when the Hellions come, these lings aren't around. So he's going to have to replenish them eventually.
Yep, that's true. And this queen also will take a bit of damage. Any damage you can do on that for a follow-up later on is very nice.
Yeah.
Sometimes I actually see Zergs taking a lot of damage on the natural one and then actually transitioning it up into the main and swapping them around just to make sure that he can keep it alive and sturdy.
Yeah, extracting as much damage from these Reapers as possible. Remember that 6-minute timer? It's not that far away, so he should be looking to go back soon. Doesn't want to lose the Reapers, because the scariest Terran is the Terran that keeps all his units alive throughout the different stages of the game. Because obviously, if he keeps the Reapers alive, then the Hellion Reaper attack is stronger. If he keeps the Hellions alive, then the Marine push-out is strong, because the Reapers are with the Hellions, which are with Marines.
Knock-on effects, man.
Yeah, and it's very important. But we do see an Overlord poking in and seeing a Starport added on quite fast in this game, which is a little bit confusing, especially because he hasn't seen the second gas.
And those lings, whoop.
Yeah, great position from MMA,
Yeah.
expecting that to possibly happen here. He didn't see the second gas, so he may be expecting to see Cloak Banshees, and has actually rushed down a layer here for an Overseer to be able to have detection. But in reality, it doesn't necessarily need... I mean, it could be Cloak still. It would be Cloak, delayed, then Banshee. It's not going to be at the same time because he doesn't have 2 gases here.
Yeah, it's just normal go-to in terms of the play
But
that
we've seen throughout MMA's career his Banshee control, if it is Banshee. It's not Banshee, it's a Viking.
Viking just to clean up these overlords.
Yeah, so what is he adding on to the second tech lab?
I mean, it's always a very nice choice anyway, right, the Viking?
Why has he got 2 tech labs, though? He built a new tech lab. Why didn't he add to that one? Is it going to be... no. What? I don't understand that right now, though.
If he did mech, I know
Maybe it's
you were trying to like...
I know, then I was thinking maybe, but what he may do is build a Viking, then go for a Banshee after the Viking, maybe.
Lift?
I'm just interested, because you don't need 2 tech labs usually at this point of the game.
Yeah, you're right. It's a bit strange. And he is going to lift. Oh, no, he's not going...
Tank? What is it?
Ah!
No. Okay,
What's
so
going
just
on?
the tech labs. I don't know what that tech lab's for. It's not for anything right now.
But now our reactor is also not being used. So he just needs to like add on his production.
Marauders. Two barracks, Marauders.
Oh, wait. Does he just go for that push?
My brain is exploding!
He's actually going to... Whoa, wait a minute.
Okay, never mind. What I was thinking we could see was like Vikings to kill the Overlords, that barracks on the tech lab, then 2 Marauders at the same time, and then like a Marauder Hellion thing. But never mind. We are seeing a really, really fast infestation pit. Really fast.
Yeah.
And it's proxied.
Whoa,
And I don't know
right.
what this is for exactly. Is this
Swarm
just...
hosts?
No, it would...
It'd be strange.
No, it has to be infestors.
I mean, it
and
has
he's got
to be,
Borrow
right?
too, right? It's like Borrow,
yeah,
sneaky
yeah,
infestors. So,
And
this
he's
is
never going to
interesting.
see that. He's never, ever, ever going to see that for a long, long, long time.
But
so.
you've got to be expecting a proxy. A proxy spire. I'm not even kidding you. You might be expecting a proxy spire. Look, he scans in a weird place in between the main and natural. He's like, what?
Yeah, where is your tech, bro?
What are you doing, man?
Got to be doing something.
Engineering bays are done. They weren't added on too fast in this game, but he's got to be like, what are you doing, bro?
If he just sent like a Hellion around the entirety of the map and he's just like, well, need to spot something.
At this point, the
nothing.
only thing that would be running through a Terran's mind is not this, obviously. It's like fast Mutalisks that's been hidden. It's just really weird.
It is very strange, and Starbuck doesn't disappoint when it comes to the strange, that's for sure.
But if he's able to burrow and get these infestors around the main and natural, but the supply depots are closed, they will open up again though soon, obviously, to get his units out there.
The thing is, though, is if you're anticipating something like a Mutalist play from this, after seeing what you've seen, then you'd add on missile turrets, right? Which would be good against burrowed infestors.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird.
I'm thinking he's looking around with a Viking on the right-hand side. Look.
Oh, he's going to find it.
He may see it.
He's going to find it.
Depends. Yeah, he's going to check down all the bottom
Yeah,
right.
because he was looking for Overlords.
All right, this Starbuck. Oh, he stops the Viking.
Go, Viking. See it.
The infestors are in the middle of the map. They're on their way.
Being sneaky little beggars.
And he also has quite a few lings with +1 attack, and also a couple investors defensively too. And he missed.
Yeah, he changed the angle.
He doesn't. Well, he's got one turret being built. I don't know where that is.
But then if you're doing this,
Oh,
how do you deal with the eventual push from your opponent?
He has the 2 infestors ready, 2 fungals. Smack down on these marines without combat shields.
Okay, actually, you've got a really, really good point. He catches a bit of that. The Zergling is going to go to town on it as well.
And now look in the natural. Surprise!
Hello, infested Terrans.
Special tactics.
Uh-oh. Ah, how many? He lost 20 workers.
Special tactics.
Whoa, Starbuck.
Special delivery.
That worked. That worked. And now the infestors are in the main, just sitting around, chilling out. They're everywhere.
Wow, this is crazy. And now he's up to decent upgrades, Baneling speed, slow economy sacrifice.
Yeah.
Is now paid off.
It's like he was at 45 workers-ish. Now he's just adding them on, but he's just separating the infestors everywhere.
Yeah, this is paid off. And this is going to really, really, really slow down MMA. He's like, what is this?
They truly live up to their name. They have infested the entire Terran base. They are sitting there waiting for their opportunity.
And he's got Lings on the 3rd, and he's just completely mind-screwed MMA. MMA is like, what is this game? Look at these heads.
This is actually crazy.
And MMA, because remember how I talked about how scripted this matchup can be?
Yeah.
When you throw off the Terran player from his scripted matchup, he's lost.
Yeah, it's like, what are you doing?
He's really
What
lost.
is going on?
And only the super top players that can be like, all right, what is this? Think, and get back on track. But MMA's taken way too much. And the
follow-up's Ultralisks. It has to be.
Yeah, this is fast Ultralisk
Crazy.
Infestor.
Really impressive, though. Really impressive. And if MMA's not careful, this is going to tie up the series here for Starbuck.
The SCVs is 32. This is 32. This is almost a game-winning, not move, it's like a game-winning strategy.
GG.
There it is.
Wow. Wow.
Starbuck!
He makes that the infestation bit really work for him.
MMA was like,
crazy.
Oh, what's going on, man? I was like, what?
GG.
Whoa.
You know.
Starbuck. Wow. 1-1. And that's now with MMA winning on his map. And then Starbuck being able to tie it up in these positions as well. And especially when I'm talking about how scripted the matchup can be, and then he just changes it like that. And it really catches MMA
He heard you,
off.
man. He's like, no.
And now we go to the final map on Heavy Rain. And I don't mind this map for both sides. I don't mind it at all.
Yeah. We could see something crazy from Starbuck again. I mean, it's clear that he evaluated that first match and he's like, okay, that didn't go very well.
Yeah.
And then he goes into game number 2 and he's like, all right, we're going to try this. And now what does he do in game number 3? What does he do?
Starbuck is so sick. I'm
pretty
so
good.
sad that one of these guys has to go out.
It's
either MMA, who I'm a biggest fan of, and of course I want to see him do well this season again. It's Starbuck, man. I'm a big Starbuck fan.
So am I.
I really like his games.
Not so much the coffee anymore, but we go somewhere else now. But
Colaris endorses something else.
I do, man. I do. It's good.
Oh boy, Heavy Rain. Does Starbuck have something else?
I think he does.
Have something else?
Come on, man. This guy
is he
going to
roach Baneling MMA?
Yeah.
Is he going to try
Yeah.
something here? MMA's got to be like, this guy is sickening, dangerous, scary.
It's quite an evil voice. I don't know if MMA is just like, oh, okay.
Well, MMA's been all, you know, all smiles and joy today.
Yeah, yeah.
On Twitter all day, his games against Protoss until Wellmoot in that last map, and now this is serious.
Yeah, not
One
so much
map.
smiles. Very
Starbuck's
serious.
asking for a secondary. It may be a tell into thinking about what to do.
Oh, it's
Could be a
Heavy
mind
Rain.
game. It's Heavy Rain. What does he do? It's not that big of a map. It's a two-player map. Not too difficult to rush. But are you going to rush MMA, who's going to have Reapers and Hellions in your face?
And also, on a map like Heavy Rain, if you are going to try and bust the front, the high ground in the main, there's quite a good area where you can actually fire down from. So it's a good fortified area, I would say, on a map like this.
It's going to be difficult for MMA to hide anything himself on a map like Heavy Rain. So you'd imagine that MMA would go for a Reaper Hellion, 3 command centers, but very scout heavy initially, and not try to be tricked by anything.
And then are you willing to try and predict what our Starbuck is going to try and do?
He's capable of anything. He's capable from a regular game. He's capable of Borid Infestors, Roach bailing all-ins, Roach pressure, fake out aggression. He's
very dangerous. Very dangerous.
Multiple things here. Starbuck has taken a few seconds still. He hasn't even selected his race yet. He's obviously thinking just like we are what to see. Oh boy. Either we have a 6-time StarCraft 2 champion, the reigning Europe champion, knocked out in the round of 32, or, you know, and on top of that, we see a 17-year-old Slovenian player going through back-to-back round of 16.
That'd be nice.
You know, or we just see the 6-time champion, reigning champion, move on like a lot of people are expecting. They get to potentially see the MMA MVP matchup,
that'd be nice
the MMA MC rematches, yada yada yada, or you get to see Starbuck, this young guy, you know, get knocked out. Just be sad and have to try and requalify again.
All right. Well, game number 3 is now on the way. Countdown is finished. We are going to get into the final game of the round of 32. It's been a long road. We've seen crazy upsets. We've seen crazy games here at WCS Europe. And now one more map will determine our final round of 16 spot. Let's jump into it. As we have Heavy Rain, our map, spawning down in the south, our red Terran, representing Team Acer. It is MMA. And up to the northern position, we have our blue Zerg, representing MIA. It's in action. It is Starbuck.
Like you said, I am surprised he didn't add turrets on. It's just really weird for me that. Are you not expecting Mutalisk play when you see 2-base layer like that?
Yeah.
Maybe the evolution chambers threw him off a little bit because obviously there were still 2 evolution chambers. Maybe just thought, but then again, there's a late third.
I mean, even if they're not at the front, like, because that's kind of weird to throw them down.
He doesn't need to throw them in. He just one on the natural mineral line would give vision range for the Borid Infestors. Like, it's just weird that was confusing. Yeah, I don't know what that's about, but still.
He just seemed flustered. Like, I mean, I would love to be able to ask him what was going through his head in that game.
But even if you think about it, if Mutalisk flew into the main base, he's also going to lose SCVs. He didn't need to be Borid Infestors.
And the thing is about the infested Terrans, is if you are a Terran in this situation... Wait a minute, where's this drone going?
This is an 11-11 too. This is 3 Reaper opening from MMA, like MVP did. And this is also a drone moving out. Is he going to try and hatch steal?
He might.
No, he can't. He isn't. He's actually wanting to see if this is a 2-Rex or not.
Yeah, seemingly.
With the drone moving down to take his own hatchery, he just wants to know if this is a 2-Rex. Because obviously Korean Terrans, with their micro, are very capable of this. I wonder though if you can actually know. I haven't seen any Zerg player react to this. Can you tell? You can, but is he going to pick up on this? Is a slightly faster barracks and a slightly faster refinery.
I mean, what could you do against it?
Just take a gas earlier.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't play gasless against 3 Reapers. That's kind of scary, I think.
Yeah, it certainly is. So he might have to try and identify this at least. He's going for a spawning pool. Will he go for gas? Yes, he's going to go for gas straight away after that spawning pool.
Yeah, I mean, he's just going to get to speed as fast as possible. To deal with the Reapers. But with this, it's going to be... I mean, the one big tell that you can definitely see is that when Starbuck's Overlord sees a second depot, you don't get a second depot if you go in 2 Reapers. Yeah. Like, MMA gets a faster CC. So when he sees a second depot, you either are expecting another barracks or you're expecting 3 Reapers.
There we go. Spots everything that he needs to spot. So now how is he going to play against it here? Starbuck, we still are unsure as to how he's going to play this out. I think a lot of people out there are unsure as to how he's going to play this out. We're just going to have to hold hands, Sean, and find out together.
So the goal, the plan with 3 Reapers, drone kills, queen kills. You can win a lot of games if you're fast, by the way, doing this style.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do so much damage. Look, he's already got so much done.
Oh! He went the wrong way! Oh! What?
You're not meant to lose the Reaper, ever.
He didn't kill it.
You're not meant to lose the Reaper.
What is that?
That's massive.
Oh my. Oh my golly gosh.
That's so big.
They popped out at the right time in the previous game, almost to do some damage, and then they pop out this time at exactly the right time to say, nom 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 nom.
11 barracks, 11 refinery. You cut an SCV to do this. You add a second supply depot to get the 3rd command center. You delay your factory. Yet you still lose. It's massive you lost that. Now the whole 3 Reaper thing doesn't even work. Well, you got 2 drones. Okay, so
okay,
2 drones is okay.
Yeah,
It's still bad to lose the 3 Reapers. Or one of the 3. It's still bad. But at least you got 2 drones. That helps a little bit.
Uh-oh. Oh! He's still at gas.
That's a Roach Warren.
I don't know if people could hear that, but you were going crazy.
They would have. Oh my God, Roach Warren. Starbuck.
We thought this was going to... He saw this command center so early. Even the Lings were denying it from being built. Oh my. Is he... He's actually just going to do this. He's actually going to do this. And the Reapers, killing that first Reaper off means that he didn't want to stick around for long enough.
At this point, you can't stick around with the Reapers because the speed's meant to be finished. Well, I was going to say supply block, but it should time out with the Roach Warren finishing, which isn't too bad. It's only a few seconds supply block here. He's going to build Roaches, man. And he's going to come
crashing through.
Straight across the map, crashing through.
Wait. Does he build a Marauder?
No, you don't build a Marauder randomly.
That would be weird.
It's very, very super safe. 8 Roaches. 9 Roaches. This is wild. This is wild. No bunker. No bunker. There's no bunker in the last game. There's no bunker now.
He's going to move out.
Starbuck could do this.
He really could.
I can't wait for the Slovenian Barcraft to post another video of them screaming, GG if this works. 16 legs!
Oh my God.
MMA's the reigning champion. Caesar Roaches. He is the reigning champion. He needs bunkers, more than one.
He needs units. He starts a Marauder right now.
There is one Marauder and a second one. There's the Baneling nest.
Uh-oh.
This is it.
It's all on this.
This is it. You go through on this or not.
All right.
You are through or you are out based on this Roach Baneling attack.
9 Roaches, 16 Lings, a lot more on the way. That Baneling nest about to complete.
Mines on the way. Reapers and Hellions are segregated here. They're thrown to the left. They can't actually get back to defend here. There is another bunker.
He always sees exactly what's in the wall, so he knows how much he's going to be going up against this. But
Two
MMA,
mines,
he has
two
to
mines.
commit everything to the defense.
Two mines.
Even a mine on the high ground would be great, but anywhere, just...
2 mines.
All
They're
right.
going to be good against the Banelings, obviously.
He's going to start working on this. That Baneling nest is about to finish up. We have quite a bit of gas that can be added onto these Banelings.
Another Marauder going to be made. If MMA can lose a lot of SCVs, we've seen that before. He's got 3 command centers. He is supply block, though, building 3 depots right now.
This Widow mine on the high ground, he actually might hit this location. Oh, but they were focused. It's soaked up. Okay, it's soaked up with... there's another Widow mine. Will it get soaked up? No, it doesn't. He keeps this Widow mine alive, but at the same time, it's come crashing through on the right-hand side. That Widow mine wasn't in range. He's actually broken on through here. All the SCVs come off the line. This could be it here for Starbuck if he's able to rally on a few more forwards. That one Marauder at the back doing a lot of work, but he starts focusing it down with the Roaches. Will he be able to get it? Yes, he does.
He's not losing that many SCVs here, and I think he's starting to hold. He's going to complete the wall.
Yeah, if he breaks that, he puts that up again. Wow, after being able to hold off with just these...
Layer. He makes the hold. He makes the hold. 15 workers killed, but it doesn't matter. 3 sets of orbital commands here. 3 sets.
Has to transition.
Well, yeah, this is a difficult one here because now the Hellions are on bounce back. There's a Ling's trying to counterattack. This is very brave.
They're on bounce back as well. He's going to try and go for a 3rd base, but that's not going to get up any time soon. He has to hold on to these 2 bases.
This counterattack is a little bit too much here. There's a wall off. You can't break through that. So that's a little bit too ambitious here, which means he's very weak against these Hellions and Reapers.
Trying to get in, trying to get through as quickly as possible.
He's going to break the queen.
Blocking.
He can get to the drone line.
Uh-oh, there's really nothing left here. There's 5 Roaches that are about to probably go straight into the main base. The Lings, meanwhile, on the other side of things, aren't really doing anything.
Oh, this could be lights out.
It really could be. The roaches now pop. They will eventually clean this up, but he's already killed off plenty of workers.
The drones, 24.
Oh, wow.
The counter-attack is too much. That's massive. He doesn't have mules. 10 drones on the way. That's great, but that's a massive, massive blow. Really, really big. The gas has been stopped in the main base. He can't afford 1-1 upgrades. 5 Banelings getting morphed. Is he just trying to break through?
A brilliant defense. A brilliant defense by MMA, who set himself up really nicely. Widowmine's got the kills they needed to, despite not getting the Banelings at the beginning. And now Starbuck goes for it once again.
There's Medivacs about to pop out. Combat Shield is done. Stim is done. There's another bunker. There's hardly any units here. And he's, well, actually, God, he's blooding 40 more Lings. He's just going to go for it. No, he's taking a third. Okay, he's not going to go for it, but he's trying to get something done here. But this isn't going to be easy. There's a lot of Marines out. There's Medivacs.
Still, the Widowmine's not in place to deal with the Banelings that do crash on through. And this is attempt number 2 as... That Widowmine still hasn't really done anything. It's still not connected, and there it goes.
He had it on. He was holding the Widowmine back.
Exactly. Really good control.
Command Center takes a lot of that damage. He was holding the Widowmine back, so it didn't detonate on Banelings that were going to die anyway, and then wanted it on the Roaches. But now with Medivacs out, oh my God, good luck versus this Starbuck. No upgrades.
Here come the drops, my friend. Here comes the straight push, even if he wanted to.
Drop, straight push, anything he wants. Just, this is very difficult now. Engineering bays are close to having 1-1.
Yeah.
MMA survived the all-in per se, and when you survive an all-in, that's it, man. You're so far behind. Very difficult to make a comeback from this point.
And Lings are going to try and go for a counter-attack here. As Starbuck knows he has to buy a lot of time because it's 47 army supply against 13. Incomes are drastically in favor of him as well. These 2 Widowmines do end up detonating, but by the time he pushes across, if he just wants to, then he's going to do so much damage with this. So much damage.
How many units do you have out? He has Lings and Banelings, so maybe 1 drop isn't big enough, but it's the... So look at the supply difference. The economy, the army, the upgrades, everything. Infestors are the only way that Starbuck can make a comeback. Cost efficiency. If he gets the sickest of sickest fungals, maybe there's a chance. But with MMA's economy, it's going to be difficult.
It really is. This drop begins and does subside as he's going for... did he just finish Burrow? I think he just finished Burrow, right? Because it started, or at least. But for now... Regardless, the Hive is even morphing in. Starbuck's trying to cut so many corners.
What is he going to do with that Hive?
Banelings burrow.
Yeah, he's trying to do every trick in the book to stay in this, but...
Wait, what?
That's decent, but still, it's not that. It's not defeating 1 small army at a time. You've got to beat the economy of MMA.
Oh, what a split as well.
He's going to lose his third, and... It was a nice trick. It just didn't work here for Starbuck. A nice attempt with the Roach Baling. It didn't work. MMA showed his superiority here, showed that he can make that hold. A lesser Terran may have died to this, but MMA is standing strong here today, and he's looking at that round of 16, Kalaris, and he's looking like he's moving through. The reigning champion not going to get knocked out. Good game called. And MMA is through in 2nd place, and Starbuck so close, but so far, and now must, of course, re-qualify for Premier League in the next season.
Well, congratulations to MMA, though, moving through. He keeps his hopes alive to being a 2-time WCS Europe champion, maybe even back-to-back. And
could be.
The thing is that at the beginning of that game, we were like, what if he does this? And then he did it, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, we'll see Starbuck back in the Premier League. He ran into the champion in the round of 32. That's very, very difficult, but I knew that if this matchup happened, this would be the one. This would be the good one today. Yeah. I knew that. But don't go anywhere yet. We still have the round of 16 drawings. They will be coming up after a couple of minutes break. When we return, that will be that. And I'm very, very excited to see who will play who. We've now got 16 players.
Yes.
We have 7 Protoss, 5 Terran, and 4 Zerg.
Yes.
Not bad.
Wait.
Yes.
7 plus 9 is 16. Yes. Okay. Why would we do math on that? Yeah, but...
Not bad, but who plays who?
Indeed.
Like I said earlier, Daishi wants Zergs, Bling doesn't want Zergs, MMA wants anyone. Are we going to see MMA versus MVP?
I don't want it to happen now. Not right now.
Are we going to see MMA versus MC? Yo. All these capabilities. I'll walk you through the format in a couple of minutes and how the groups will work. I'll walk you through everything. And then, when we return, the group drawings. works.
Yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. So from today, we had Wellmu and MMA advancing on, and that really does conclude today's group. But join us after the break when we shall find out who's going to be playing who in the round of 16.